Me? Never.
No,
Never me.
no,
Serious?
no.
No, not me.
No.
Another rainy day? What do you know? By the way, we had a nice adventure today. We went out for our normal Sunday grocery shopping. I get it's Thursday, but it's rained so long. We said, you know what? We're gonna not take our days off, and we're gonna go hit the store. And we got into a jam. It was raining so bad it flooded at the bottom of one hill and at the bottom of another hill when we were stuck right in the middle, and cars were trying to go through it. And then they would lose like all electrical power because their engines would get submerged underwater. And had a fun time. Well, not fun time, but an adventurous time. How about that?
Yeah, it was definitely better than watching Catfish at 6 o'clock at night.
That was you. That was you last night.
No. I just, we do the same thing.
Yeah. All right. There is a potential for a weather outage during this show. If that happens, we'll start a part 2. If you've been with us for a while, you understand that we live on a small barrier island off the coast of southern Alabama. And sometimes we lose internet connection or power when the weather gets bad. Don't forget that the draws are out, hence the reason for this show. We always do a draw analysis. We always do a draw breakdown. And we also release our fantasy teams and finals and winners predictions. That way, for those of you that are playing, you will know how it's done. So we both kind of pencil whip one, I think you would say.
I did mine. I'm just waiting for a qualifier on the women's side, so that's it.
So which qualifier are you waiting to
I
come
don't
to?
know yet.
I love them.
A couple of them. I want to see where they fall.
All right, yes. So $700 going out as well. 2 people guaranteed to win for the fantasy team competitions. All right, starting with this. We're going to start with stories of the U.S. Open and not necessarily the biggest. We're going to talk about the biggest matches on paper, but I think everyone else is talking about, the first round Kokonakis is playing Kyrgios, or but there's a lot of matches that take place in the first round that have more meaning to them besides the match on paper. There's a story, this player dated his ex-girlfriend, or
No, Kokonakis, they're friends though.
I'm just saying,
Oh.
you turn it to the tennis channel, they're talking about that's the biggest matchup. Well, on paper, I guess you could say that, but there's a lot of off the court stuff that makes some other matches more appealing to us, I would say.
They actually mentioned quite a few, not just that one. They had about 10 matches that they mentioned that were ones that could be possible upsets, actually.
What's up,
10,
Spencer?
about 10 they named.
Okay, so the first things first, the biggest story in the tournament is obviously Serena Williams. Okay.
Sure.
If you look at, I hear this thing beeping.
It always does.
So if you look at Serena Williams' draw, given that she's the biggest story at this tournament, ATP or WTA, men's or women's, if you look at her draw and it's just your regular Serena Williams and not the current Serena Williams, you think she has a workable draw, right? But the problem is she's not fitness-wise the same Serena. Okay, so her first match, she's extremely blessed to be playing a girl that hasn't won much recently at all on the hard courts. Do you think she can get through that first round match?
Kovanic
Yep.
beat Raducanu just recently.
And didn't Raducanu beat Serena recently with a bagel in the second set?
Just saying.
Yeah. So one of the matches that I think we have to look at on paper that is the most intriguing is any match that Serena Williams will play at this tournament. Would you agree or disagree?
I don't think every match that she plays is intriguing, honestly. There really is no intriguing match for her. I mean, it's just the fact that she's retiring. I don't see one match here that would be intriguing until she gets to like round 4. They're not intriguing. It's just like we want to know what's going to happen.
So
They're not that intriguing. I mean, in paper, you're like, well, it's kind of a boring match.
But knowing it could be her last, I think that makes it intriguing,
I
right?
guess. I mean, she plays Kovanic, and then possibly Pontevi, who hasn't had a good year either. It's a beatable match. I think where she'll have the hiccup is probably against Tomjanovic and Trevisan.
Look, if this was 5 years ago, 7 years ago, and I saw that Serena Williams was playing Kovanic in the first round, was in the same section as a Kontaveit or Trevisan, and then had to potentially play Leylah Fernandez, Daria Kasatkina, or Kudermetova, moving forward, Ons Jabeur, even all the way through Simona Halep, I would be like, okay, she's going to win the U.S. Open.
Mhm.
It's intriguing, not that she's playing a great player. It's intriguing because it could be her last match.
I'm sorry, I just don't like the shadow. So
Am I right or wrong?
could be, I guess. I mean, yeah.
It's intriguing because of the storyline, not because of who she's playing.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Doesn't he sound very bossy today?
Who, me? Me?
Yeah.
I don't, where does that even come
Intriguing. Yes. Doesn't that sound? I mean, I guess it's intriguing, right? Because she's retiring. Anything's possible for her.
from? Does she win the first round? Do you think she gets
She
through the
should.
first round?
She should. She should.
I don't know.
Is she? I don't know.
I don't
Venus
know.
looked like she was in way better shape.
I don't know. By the way, yesterday we brought up Eugenie Bouchard, and not in any capacity that she was a favorite to win the tournament, but we brought up a segment that Sophia Kenin, who is a wild card in this tournament, that has an actual workable draw in her own right. But we brought up the fact that Eugenie Bouchard was decked out in all the newest New Balance gear, full sponsorship, top to bottom. But yet Sophia Kenin, who won a major, the Australian Open in 2020, I think it was. Anyway, that she was sponsorless, that Fila, her clothing and shoe sponsor, and as well her agent or her management team, top 5 dropped her as well. But Bouchard lost yesterday in the second round of qualies, or was it today?
No, that would be the second round because whoever makes second round
Has to play tomorrow.
has to play tomorrow. So that would be the second round. Yeah.
Why do I even bring her up? Does anyone follow NBA basketball? That's NBA, National Basketball Association. I love following basketball. I know Stefan Nizovic out there in Serbia does as well. I think we saw a picture from him today. Or anyway, just chilling at some point, but we saw a picture today.
Big man.
The problem with lanky people and any sport, lanky meaning, you know, they're tall, they have the height, but they don't have a lot of muscle mass to hold it up. They get hurt a lot anyway, or they don't just last very long. The reason why I bring this up is because there was a fine young basketball player that I was following. He played for Gonzaga. His name was Chet Holmgren. Anyway, long story short is Chet Holmgren was guarding LeBron last night, came down a little funny on a routine defensive play around the floor, and he's out for an entire year. Now, why do I bring this up regarding a tennis show? How many times in the past, have I seen Chet Holmgren and said that he's so thin, he's going to end up hurt? Kind of like why I would always have leg injuries, because I never wanted to do legs, right? Why do I bring this up regarding Bouchard? Bouchard, if you watched her during qualies, fully decked out in sponsorship, namely because she just sells her ass on Instagram.
But she has no ass.
Or whatever's left of it.
My son has a bigger ass than her.
Yeah.
Tiafoe has a better ass than her.
Tiafoe's got a big butt.
I'm just saying, TM has, and they're guys. Don't tell me that Bouchard's. She's not even pretty.
She really kind of is not. Okay, so anyway, what Bouchard, if you watched her during qualies, her legs look like toothpicks, right? They were the antithesis of thick legs. They were toothpick legs, right? It's really hard to grind, especially in the heat. It was really hot. There was heat-related illnesses during the first 2 rounds of qualies. It's been really hot this entire summer, unquestionably hot, right? At Winston-Salem, we had multiple players going down, Dimitrov to the heat or something kind of kooky, similar. But when you're as bony as Bouchard walked into the tournament, as bony as Chet Holmgren is, the rookie that just got drafted with the Oklahoma City Thunder, when you're as bony as he is, good things aren't going to happen. That's all I'm saying. You got to have legs in the game.
Yeah, I know.
Got to have legs in the game.
I'm suffering from that. Yesterday, I worked out too hard. I can't even move my legs. I can't feel my shoulders, my legs, my butt hurts. Everything hurts from squatting, lunges. I overdid it.
Yeah,
weights.
You can call. Yeah, you.
I'm like, I can't even walk. It hurts.
Her name is El Robato today. Just getting to the seat, she was like,
oh my God.
Oh, yeah, we did a video. I did like a 15-second short the other day of her doing squats, and this is the outcome.
I can't move from putting the bar here, from squatting. I'll feel it right there.
Yeah.
And then I feel it on my thighs, on the back of my thighs, on my glutes, on my calves. Oh my God, I can't move. I feel like Frankenstein.
You did well getting out there. Van Lee says, and so he must be a basketball fan, too tall, no frame, really tall players don't do well in NBA. Exactly. The list goes on. Let's start with Manute Bol. Anyway, Darren LeBeau out there. What's up, Darren? Fine tennis player, really jolly soul, great trick shot maker. Says, has the rain stopped yet? It has not. It
He did a video of it, how bad it got.
Yeah, today.
The kids came out of school early because there was flooding.
And the local news, WKRG
It's going to feature
5 is going to feature us on, or feature the video on the I don't know, I recorded the 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock and the 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But he reached out to us, Glenn Johnson, I think was his name.
I think so.
Glenn something. Anyway, and our flooding video, which was sheer luck. We got stuck in between a high point and a low point.
Yeah. William Spencer's the problem is she has gone from the Insta model body, not a tennis body. I disagree with you, William Spencer. Her body is not Instagram body.
Me too.
I've seen models of Instagram, and even as a woman, you have to say, damn, she's not damn. If I was a guy, I wouldn't even, I'm sorry. I've seen Instagram models, and you're like, damn. She is not a damn. She is just like, whatever. Just saying. She doesn't even look like a model.
Have you ever heard the saying that opinions are like assholes? Everybody has one.
There are some women out there on Instagram
that are thick.
They got the booty, they got the boobies, they got the abs, they got the face, they got the hair, they got the tan, and it's like you're like, wow, she's blessed.
Let's go.
Don't tell me that Bouchard, who looks like a stick, who has to stick her ass out to make it look like a hip. You know?
Yeah.
She's not a model. I'm sorry.
Doesn't Eugenie Bouchard hobby in dating men that are like 15, 20 years older than her? Like sugar daddies, right? She likes older men because that's who's going to give.
Buzzidar is like, she's damn, not damn.
Buzzidar, what's up? Exactly.
I'm serious. I have friends from every race, and I can tell you, she is not hot. Not even close. There are Sakari.
It's not hot. She's got
Sakari is, if you take off her bun and she dresses up and she tries to Insta model, looks a billion times better than Bouchard. Sabalenka, who I don't like, looks a billion times better than Bouchard.
I don't know about that. Well, okay.
Come on.
Fair enough. But Sabalenka has a narrow butt too.
Venus Williams looks way better than Bouchard.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Let's get some eye drops. Go like this, and then look again.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Van said, I don't know about Sabalenka either. I don't know about her at all.
I don't think she's hot, but I'm just saying, if you're comparing her to Bouchard, she beats her.
If I think about Sabalenka, I think about the person that's yelling at her boyfriend / coach on the side of the court.
I mean, I agree with you, but we're talking about Bouchard here. Go ahead.
No, I think Sabalenka and Bouchard on a level playing field of being not damn, but just damn, and not even really damn. Maybe just like, okay, not, you get what I'm saying? She's definitely not damn. And I'm not
saying she's hot, but what I'm saying compared to Bouchard, holy crap! I mean, Bouchard is not a pretty girl. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, we got that out of the way. Let's go now for a moment here. Let's talk about Raducanu. Who? Raducanu? What?
She's got way more of a body.
She has no curves. You can put my long arms up there.
I was trying to say way more of a body.
Look at it up there.
Way more of a body than what's her name? Way better.
I don't see any junk in that trunk.
She's got more booty than her. I'm not talking about butt. You don't have to have a butt.
Who is that?
Sabalenka.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you don't have to be a stick to be a model, and I've seen Instagram models and they're not sticks. Just saying.
Go to Brazilian.com. You'll be just fine. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So Emma Raducanu for a moment in time. Emma Raducanu, one of the most intriguing matches of the entire tournament. It might even be the most intriguing match that you could even predict within the first week. As Emma Raducanu drew Alice Cornet, the veteran, in the first round. How many of you think that Alice Cornet is going to beat Emma Raducanu? Can we poll question
when
that?
I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that's the worst possible draw she could have gotten.
Look, put a poll question to that. Do you think Cornet will beat Raducanu? Yes or no? And let's poll question that. Cornet is a fighter. She'll come out strapped up in a bandage and have her kid over there on the side.
We're talking about booty.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think Alexander Stevenson mentioned that you see Cornet and strapped, her left thighs, they're all strapped, and all of a sudden she's fighting and beating you. She's a tough opponent to face on the first round.
Yeah, Raducanu Cornet match is, to me, something to mark your calendar and watch. If you love her, great, you want to watch this match. If you don't, you even want to watch it even more. right?
Mhm.
Look, I even put a trailer beginning this video on the rant I went on about Emma Raducanu right after she won the U.S. Open, and we lost like 80 subscribers over the rant. I put that as a trailer, so if you missed it, go to the playlist. I forget what it is, but just look for Raducanu, whatever. Anyway, Raducanu has a very, 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 very tough match to start.
I think it
start
does.
the
I think she's gonna feel the pressure on that one because last year nobody really knew her, or they did a little bit. She came in as a qualifier. She's gonna feel the pressure because she's gonna have a fighter. What's up, Jose?
Jose P. Let's go.
Oops.
All right. So here in a moment we're gonna go through. The draws, intriguing matches, upset alerts, and more. But really quickly, we were watching Coco Vandeweghe. If you guys know who Coco Vandeweghe is, she's made a couple of major semifinals, I think both at the U.S. Open, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was coming off the court and interviewing behind, Cahill, Brad Gilbert, whoever else was in the booth. But she came up and she looked big.
Yeah, she looked big.
Did you see this?
She looked big.
I think she was given a wild card. Do you know who Coco Vandeweghe plays in the first round? Did they give her a qualifier?
I don't think they gave her a wild card. Oh yeah, they did. She plays Zanevska, Marina Zanevska from Belarus.
She's going to have a tough time. Again, we've given grief to so many players over the years. A young Andreescu, Serena currently, Ostapenko. Oh, damn, you got big, Ostapenko. But we've given grief to a lot of people. But Coco Vandeweghe looks large. Am I right? She looks big.
Okay. Emily's asking me a question. I know this will never happen, Carla, but which tennis girl would you not be surprised if Jay snuck out?
She already knows.
With you.
I think Stevens.
Okay, there's 3 of them.
Okay.
That's one. Sloane Stevens, A.
What's the Serbian player?
Anna Ivanovic.
Okay. And Lisicki.
Lisicki, you got it.
Yeah.
Yes. So
we're on that show, like you're supposed to know your better half. What is that show?
You named all 3.
What's the name of that show? There was a show.
Love Connection.
No.
Oh, the dating game?
No, it was married couple, and they would ask them questions, and the ladies or the guys had to go like this, say their answer. They would, they would get points. The couple with the most points was
with Chuck Woolery. No, that was we should do a show one day where I ask you questions and I write down the true answers on the back and then see if you can answer them if that's true.
Mr. Mrs. I don't think that was it. It was a popular show back in like the 80s, late 80s, and the couple would sit there, right? And they would have 3 couples, and then the guy would ask a question, and they would have to answer closely. They would give them like multiple choices, like you did.
Okay.
And they would turn their paper around, and the couple with the most points won.
Okay, so let me ask you 2 questions then. Let's see if you can name them.
Okay.
What are 3 things that really annoy me about you?
Chewing really loud.
Okay.
You used to complain about the hair that I used to leave in the shower, but I no longer shower in the same shower.
Yeah, that's up there. And give me another one.
Oh, that I'm always in the morning. I get up and I'm rushing.
That one doesn't bother me. It's when she uses the restroom or uses toilet paper, she leaves the empty damn roll on the thing, and I gotta put the roll in there. And then on top of that, she puts the damn roll where the paper's facing the wall, so it's not on the outside where you can grab it comfortably. You're grabbing it against the wall, and then you're scraping your fingernails like the teacher's chalkboard. So you're in the morning, you're trying to get some paper, and I'm like, "Where's the paper?" And it's against the wall, and I'm like,
I don't even use the same bathroom as you though.
The downstairs bathroom.
I try not to use the same bathroom, so that way if you leave it messy,
it's on you, and then that way when I bitch about it, I can say it's all you.
Yeah, the toilet paper roll will be numero uno.
I know that is OCD. Like the only thing what would I say that bothers me about you?
That I get too many shoes.
Yes.
I'm a really chill dude. How can I do anything?
Oh, when you're driving, you're on your phone shopping.
But she's the only person in this family that's gotten in a wreck. She got in a wreck. I never have. Knock on wood.
Wait a minute, Justin. Knock on wood. My head's not wood. 1.
Sure looks like
2.
it.
The truck pushed us, and even the kids said the same story. Came into the middle lane and pushed us off. Did not see us. It can happen to anyone.
But yet USAA, which is
it's
solid
just
insurance.
in the toilet seat up or down. No, he's pretty good about that.
Oh yeah. I'm very respectful about that.
Yeah.
And my boys, you can ask them. We have our shirts on, by the way, the 2024 Air Force Academy shirts. So this is Jonathan, our oldest son, graduates in 24.
Well, it has their names on it.
Yeah, they got their names on it, so we're pretty pumped about that. But you can ask my boys. Ask them. there's certain things that I'm very, very meticulous about, and one of them is when there's ladies in the house, or even if there's not. When you're doing number one, bro, lift up the seat, and even if there is no spray, which there always is spray, wipe the shit off. And then if I come in and I see there's spray food all around the joint, I'm getting pissed. And which one of our sons was the worst about doing that?
Why are we talking about this?
Okay, anyway. Christopher didn't like to get his hands dirty.
Why are we talking about this? This is stupid.
It's a good comment. Okay, anyway.
Well, who would I sneak out with?
I want to hear this one. I got it.
Someone said Iron Man.
Vucevic, yes, good answer. You got it. Who said that? Who gave the answer? Jose P, you're the man. You know her well. I want to say Vucevic, A. Feliciano Lopez up there, no?
I don't like dark guys. I'm tan, so I don't really like dark guys. I like opposite of me.
Okay.
I like blonde, light eyes.
But
I like opposite of me.
But you like Karen Hachinov.
You
named him 4.
He's not dark.
Where do you
see? He's not Spanish.
Does it have to be a tennis player, or can it be anyone?
It could be anyone.
Viggo Mortensen, Gerard Butler, in his prime days.
When he was hot, now he's not.
Yeah.
Marat Safin, that's the type of guy I like. I don't like dark guys. I'm dark myself. Why do I want to be with someone dark? No, sorry.
Is it true that opposites attract?
Yeah, for sure. I don't even like big bulky guys, but I like Iron Man.
Yeah, the bulkier you are, the more robotic they are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go.
Okay. Rafael Nadal, by the way, was I'm guessing involved with his wife now. That's the mother of his child.
Yeah, what's going on there?
He was at the hospital, and you know the week before a major, especially, no matter how many majors you have, a great player is zoning in, right? He's zoning in. He's getting the feel of the land. He knows it, yes, or she knows it, yes. But you're getting engaged. It's like a combat pilot that's leaving the simulator, that's leaving Red Flag in Nevada, and is heading out into a combat zone, right? You have to get zoned in and ready. You have to get dialed in, and you have to shift from, okay, if I crash and burn the simulator, I'm going to actually die in combat. So what I'm getting at is Nadal, if a week prior to the U.S. Open, is truly dealing with, respectively, a early childbirth, from what I understand.
We don't know.
Is there truth to this?
She went into the hospital.
And I think she's 7 months
pregnant.
pregnant.
She had some type of surgery, but they're not saying what it is.
Tough.
So they don't know. We don't know. But he's still playing. He played at charity, so they don't know. Manley says that pregnancy scare is going to mess with Rafa. He's never had his kid to wait so long. He's an OCD person. I've seen him get into it.
I agree with you, Van Lee. I agree with you 100%.
Gene Schwartz, you send me that article. No, I don't like Nori. Hell no. Snoring.
I totally agree with Van.
But I would think if it was super serious that he would have been on that plane already.
Look, you can't say it any better than Van just did. You can't.
Yes, but what I'm saying is,
straightens out his water bottles.
I agree with Van, but what I'm saying is, if it's super serious, I would think, knowing how the guy is, right? Everybody knows how he is, that he would be on that plane and he wouldn't care about the U.S. Open.
Yes, I do. Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
the type of guy that he is, so many times he's, because of certain reasons, he's not playing slams that are super important. Just saying. But I think if it was super serious, I think you're speculating. We don't know, because they're very private about everything.
Yeah. Look, again, Van says it again perfectly. He needs everything going perfectly, 100% perfect.
Well, this draw is perfect for him. He does have a very workable draw. He has a great draw, actually. Like, it's made for him.
Do you remember that year that Lucas
was... The newlywed game. Yes, that's it.
There you go.
Yes.
Let's go. Who said that? Let's go, Eleanor. Do you remember the year that Rafa Nadal lost to Lucas Gasol? And was it the first round? Was it the first round or second round of Wimbledon? In what year? I'll send someone a set of strings if they play. We'll actually use them if you can answer that question. What year did Lucas Gasol beat Rafael Nadal, and in what round at Wimbledon? Anyway, but this is one of those things where also, do you remember when Rafael Nadal was walking out onto the court and he was at the U.S. Open? He was in the alleyway and waiting to run out on the court. I think it was the final. And he was jumping up and down, and he bumped his head on the top of the door. And my dad out there, who's 84 years young, who's played the game his entire life, he was born into it, and my initial coach, studies the game at this type of level. Very meticulous things, little things that can make the difference of winning or losing, right? And before that match started, my dad sent me a text. This has been years ago. What year was that? What year did Nadal bang his head on the atrium headboard heading out onto court, and then subsequently lost the match. Little things like banging your head on the headboard can rattle you. Little things like someone being in the hospital, whether it's important or not, for a perfectionist, is the difference between winning and losing, right? Anyway, little things for Nadal tend to go badly.
Yeah.
And Van said it perfectly.
Yeah, but like I said, I feel like the type of man that he is, that if something was super serious, he would be on that plane.
Surely he has a private jet sitting right up the street. So if it is serious, he can be gone in a heartbeat.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's the type that would want to play a slam knowing that his wife, who he's been with for a long time, girlfriend, wife, now, first child, if it was that serious, I guarantee you that guy would be on the plane.
I think he still will be if it is. Look, I'm not the biggest Nadal fan, but I have never questioned his sportsmanship. Yeah. I've never questioned his chivalry.
Jose P, if I was in Nadal, if I'm having a child, we're having issues here, and birth's coming early, yes, I would want my husband to come. I would say, screw the Grand Slam. You need to be here, and I wouldn't have to tell him that.
You would have to be there.
I mean, that is something. Life. That is your child. That is more than a slam. This guy has 22 already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, baby or a slam, the baby's more important.
Every time you bring up the 22, and by the way, magically, that's how many people are watching right now, 22. It's serendipity, coincidence. But every time you bring up Rafael Nadal's 22, and now that we know that Novak Djokovic is not playing,
we all knew he wasn't.
But every time you say the word 22, I think about what would happen if the whole world wasn't against Novak.
Justin,
what would happen?
What do you mean the whole world against Novak?
It just seems to me.
He chose this path. He chose not to get vaccinated. We have to respect, that's his decision. That's what he believes in. Nothing wrong with that. I actually agree with him. But there are rules. And especially in the United States of America, where they push the vaccine so much, the booster this, the booster this, the booster this. You think that they were going to allow that? They weren't going to allow it. He knew it. We all knew it. I think Wildlife said it the best. He sent me a message today, and I'm going to read his message because I thought, great message. I mean, he says, everyone with common sense knew Novak wasn't playing the U.S. Open. I don't know why anyone allowed themselves to believe any differently. It is not that I necessarily agree with the vaccine mandate, but the rules were clear for many months.
Okay. In response to that, great comment, Wildlife as always. Wildlife is OG, been around since day one of this channel, one of the first viewers when we had 0. Love you a lot, bro. But in life, we must hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Am I right? We must hope for the best and prepare for the worst. It would have been a better tournament on the men's side if Novak is playing. Now, maybe some of you that don't want to ever see him surpass anybody, maybe some of you don't want that to occur, but that still doesn't make it not the best tournament. If he plays, that makes everybody play harder. That brings everybody else's level up, and it's not his fault that he beats everybody because of it.
I agree with you. I would have loved to see Djokovic play. There's nothing, but it's a rule. We knew that, Justin. We knew that. He couldn't play Cincinnati. He couldn't play the camp because he wasn't vaccinated. Like, why did we think it was going to, we were hoping that he would play, but we all knew it. Jose P said, was the world against Novak for the 2020 U.S. Open disqualification? It was his actions that determined the outcomes.
It was the damn line judge that couldn't duck that damn ball. Duck that shit. Duck it. Duck it. She should have ducked the ball. I'm just playing. But yes, okay, look. And I don't want to beat a dead horse. We talked about this when it happened, but it's a poignant comment. It ignites memory. How many times in tennis history have you seen a man drop serve or woman, and then they get the second ball they have in their pocket and just bang it towards the fence?
That was dumb. He
didn't look at the lady and was like, I'm fixing to slam this ball down your throat like Serena Williams did.
He didn't do that intentional.
He just slammed and hit her in the throat.
That they should have. I felt like they shouldn't have disqualified.
Should not have disqualified.
That was a total like accident. Total accident. That was not malicious at all.
Yeah, and then also too, I'm gonna make, and maybe I'm a little off on this analogy here, but you guys know who Bob Marley is, right? Bob Marley, I wanna love you. and treat you right.
Yeah,
You know Bob Marley, the
I think
reggae singer,
everybody
right?
does. Yeah.
Okay, well, Bob Marley, correct me if I'm wrong, had a chance to cure an issue with his foot long before it cost him his life, or whether or not that's a little bit off. In other words, he could have done something to save his life. The metaphor is here is Djokovic could do something to save his life in terms of winning majors, and that's taking this thing that he doesn't want to take, not going there. Okay, sometimes people's beliefs are more important than others what they're trying to tell you to do. Now, is not in this country, it's supposed to be, and I'm speaking of the United States of America, the Constitution, that we have a freedom of choice, a freedom of religion, and a freedom of speech. Okay, well, why is it that his choice is now cutting his throat? I don't get it. Bob,
Okay, I'm gonna say
maybe he believes that's not what he wants to do, and who are we to give him the death sentence?
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
They made the rule. We're not. I'm not. I'm just saying. Okay, you have 4 cadets at the Air Force Academy that refused to get the vaccine. Guess what happened to them? They weren't allowed to graduate.
This has nothing to do with kids
I'm
trying to
just
make a dollar.
saying.
He's a multi-quasi-million-dollar athlete.
It's a rule, Justin. It's a rule. I agree with Novak. Do you know, because of this vaccine, how many things are coming out now that people are getting cancer, they're getting this, they're getting that, they're getting that. I agree with the man. But unfortunately, the rules are the rules. And if I was in his shoes, I'm sorry, I would have gotten vaccinated. I would have. Just saying.
Okay, William Spencer makes
If you're a doctor and they're telling you, you know what, you can't practice medicine because you got to get vaccinated, you're telling me you're not going to do it?
But I don't think that's the case here.
Justin,
The rules have been relaxed.
we're not the ones that made up the rules. It's the CDC that made up the rules and all that.
William Spencer's comment, quote, some of our leading politicians are now rowing back on their attitudes to lockdown, jabs, etc., but they can't actually admit they're wrong now as they invested all their credibility in them.
Yes.
Exactly.
I agree with that. It's crazy for me to hear. Take the vaccine, take a second one, take a booster. From where you take another booster, it'll be better. And then I think it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
I agree with
I agree with Novak. But unfortunately, it's messing him up.
Okay, and what I'm asking the question is, and poll question this, would this U.S. Open be better if Novak Djokovic was playing?
You want me to end this one?
Yeah, in that one. And by the way, that poll question ended, do you think Alice Cornet will beat Raducanu? 62% of you said yes. Pretty, I'm not saying lopsided, but, you're talking 3-2, 3.5-2 odds or something. So I guess if you're a betting person, you would be betting against Raducanu against the veteran Cornet. Dang, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah. What that's right. You're already on it. Thank you, Carla. Look, I don't care if you like him or don't like him, but his level is so extremely high that he forces the competition to play their ass off. And then the competition that can't rise to the occasion, he intimidates them and they never show up in the first place.
I agree. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying, Justin, but that's a choice that he made. And hopefully Australia will have their laws or whatever more relaxed so he can play. Even though honestly, I don't think I'd want to go play after what they did to him if I were him. You know what I mean? But whatever.
All right. From the Nadal standpoint, irrespective of what may be going on personally with his wife and potential child, I don't know. There's a lot of fake news in the world and anything, much less tennis. But Rafael Nadal has a relatively straightforward walk to the final, right? There's no such thing as an easy draw. These are the best players in the world. They're there. But if you look at Rafael Nadal's draw and he's healthy and he doesn't have any OCD issues popping up on him that could deviate him from his master plan of grinding out another win, and he can stay healthy, I don't see anyone in this part of the draw that's going to threaten him. Now, granted, Nadal has won what? 2 U.S. Opens? 3? 2 or 3?
3.
Hasn't Novak Djokovic won 2 or 3? I think Novak's won 3. I think maybe 2, 3. That's the end of the year. It's a hard court. Everybody's tired and so forth. But let me tell you some of the players that are on his half of the draw. Hurkacz, Musetti, Dimitrov, that just retired down 4-2 in the second set.
He might have vertigo for all you know, Justin.
Vertigo on these nuts. Forget about it. He's not in it. Whatever.
Did you just really say that?
Yeah. Yannick Sinner.
Don't make me cut your ponytail.
Yannick Sinner. Okay. Borna Coric, by the way. Let's go, Borna. Let's go. I'm really hoping Borna Coric does big things because Carla has this theory that if any player does well at a Masters 1000 or a Women's Premier, or even if it be a 250 and they win it, they play like shit the next
I
time.
actually have him going all the way to the quarters.
And she
Sinner.
picked him to go to the quarters.
It's a Sinner. I was looking at his draw and I'm like, you know, he could beat
Let's go.
Alcaraz. I actually would like him to beat Alcaraz. Some of you might have him losing to Alcaraz, but I actually thought he could beat Alcaraz.
I think he will beat Alcaraz.
I put, and then I put, okay, he'll face Chilik. He could. He's gonna beat Chilik. Sinner is where I feel like that's where he might get stuck.
Yeah, I think Sinner, look, Yannick Sinner, in my opinion, has a chance to make the semis. Is he able to do that? Yes. I wouldn't be shocked if Yannick Sinner plays Rafael Nadal in the semis.
What kind of question, Ben? I think he asked this before.
Who?
He's asked this question.
All right, let's
before.
read the question.
He said, grown folks question. Is it worse for men or women to have sex the night before a tennis match?
Worse.
It's worse for men.
It's worse.
Yeah.
Because you have no legs. Worse.
That's why boxers can't do that.
Yeah, it's worse. I've done this. Your legs have less. I have skinny legs, so look, if I like, have you ever heard of a wall lean where you go up against the wall, you lean back on it, and you just hold yourself up like you're in a chair, but you're just leaning against the wall and there is no chair. It's like you're back against the wall in a seated position. My quads have always been my Achilles heel, and they tremble after a while, right? Like they start to shake because that means, you know, I'm losing my ability to stay up. The next day after a tennis match, having done so, that happens a lot quicker. So you're getting ready to serve. For me, one of my weapons is to serve. And when I get into the knee bend after playing a set or two, my legs will tremble a bit. So I can't get the explosiveness off the legs. So it does take away the legs for sure. And I don't know how it would help you. I mean, because, you know, doing big things.
I don't think it affects women. I don't think so.
Look, wasn't there a lady, Dr. Ruth? You guys remember Dr. Ruth?
I don't think it affects women in that way.
Do you remember Dr. Ruth? Does anyone know who Dr. Ruth is? Mm-hmm. Dr. Ruth used to say, never, ever do that before a match because it saps all your energy.
Ben Williams said better for women, worse for men. It's true. We get jiggy, we lose the leg. Sorry.
Who said that?
I showed myself out.
William Spencer said that? No, you're good, bro. You're good.
I think it's worse for men. I've heard that boxers, they tell them do not.
Yes.
Because it's a bad thing for them.
Yes, I've heard this before too.
So I think it's not a myth. I think it's a fact. I don't know why, but I'm not a doctor, nor am I, you know, whatever.
Getting jiggy with it.
But yeah.
No. Getting jiggy with it. Okay.
Yeah, American workers are actually being told to go back to work to the office. I mean, it's like almost over. Like, hello.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
The remaining people that Nadal may have to face, you mentioned it a moment ago, Alcaraz, Snorri, the Storefest Brit, Holger Rune, asshole, Denis Shapovalov, OG Shapo, looking like Vanilla Ice out there, rapping his way to a win, not. Who's next? Schwartzman, come on. Diego, the chicken nugget, nah. Rublev, the cat, Rublev's got who else? Tiafoe. Okay, now I'll go ahead and tease this out. Tiafoe, I picked on my fantasy team.
I have a Tiafoe meeting.
I picked Tiafoe too.
So did I.
Let's go, Big Butt City. Come on. And also, lest we not forget that the human
Schwartz is gonna lose to Sock, by the way.
I doubt that. Look, you want to put a bet on this?
I'm calling it. Schwartzman will lose to Jack Sock on the first round. Calling it.
Okay, no one is going to be talking about this match, but do you know a very intriguing matchup in the first round? Is Karatsev, the leg man, the Cav beast, playing the beautiful beard, Fabio Fognini.
The two white, they're done. They're done. They're done.
So
Both are done.
who wins, the beautiful beard or the guy with huge calves?
Fognini.
I think so.
Chris Cooper says, hi, you two. If the 15-minute testing could not be used to get Nole in, then what's the use of it? Also, waiting for the U.S. to open travel up a day after Nole could have played, we will see.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. There's so much crap that's so contradicting.
Yep.
You know, it's so contradicting. I don't think that one guy would have hurt everybody. I'm just saying, they could have told him, you got to stay here, blah, 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 wear a mask, blah, 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 blah. I don't get it.
Yeah, it seems a lot of rules, if you're a tennis fan especially, have been either made or decided shortly thereafter or shortly before Novak Djokovic had anything to do with it. I'm just saying. It seems really, really fishy with a PH, fishy. It definitely does. Great comment, by the way. But Fognini against Karatsev. Now, Karatsev, by the way, he got on tour and he was hot. Well, he had been on tour for a while. He was playing Challenger forever and then started winning. And there was some speculation that maybe he was throwing some matches here and there. Did you remember hearing about this? Anyway, so he got under the microscope for that. And furthermore, because he's new on the scene, kind of like Raducanu was, people start studying their game and their patterns, and they start preparing for their patterns in their game. A lot of people ask us, why is there no great U.S. tennis players besides cell phones and laziness and silver spoon being fed and all this bullshit, and fast food and obesity and everything else underneath the sun? I don't think he really studied anybody else's patterns. I think he just went in and did.
Just hit the ball
He
hard.
just hit the ball and ran around. But in the same point in time, the best of the best are studying film. Their coaches that they pay are studying film. Instead of watching the players' match when they're playing, they're actually watching their maybe next opponent's match. And I didn't really gather a lot of this from the Karatsev team, even though he may not have ever had a really big team. But I never got the feeling that Karatsev was a student of the game. When Karatsev got hot, we were doing the show before and now after, and we said that from the get-go. Karatsev is hot, and he's not now, or he won't be soon, because why? His patterns have been figured out. Emma Raducanu the same way. She went through Challengers, or qualifying, she wins the U.S. Open, and we're like, there's nothing special about this girl. She has pretty straightforward patterns, but no one had seen them before. No one had studied them before. No one had dissected her game. Uh-oh, now everybody did. Once you win a major, guess what? You are now a target.
All right, let's see what Brody's comment was. There should be a rule against late withdrawals from slams when you know you aren't going to play. Really tough on number one seeds in slam qualifying, seeing players they know aren't playing on the main draw and still having to go on through qualifying. Would love for Norway fans to give it a rest now. I don't understand why I'm still getting in the neck from random bot accounts for tweeting something that's completely reasonable, which people have perceived. I mean, he's right about that. He's right about that. Would have opened a spot for him. He knew he wasn't coming. He should have withdrawn a long time ago. I agree with Brody's comment. We all knew. I mean, some were hopeful, but we all knew.
Yeah.
He could have given that spot. Agree.
Yeah, a great question, great comment, Gene. By the way,
no, it was Brody, another tennis player who said
it. He's there, right?
No, Brody, a tennis player, said that about Djokovic.
Gotcha,
and you know how the fans get. They want to cut your head off. You talk about Novak, your head will get cut off.
Let's go. That picture up there came from a gentleman that was the director of a polo club, a water polo club in the Houston, Texas area. And it's autographed, and it's just behind this picture. But anyway, it's an autographed poster. Anyway, I must say this, that the Novak Djokovic fans are extremely loyal. So when we started doing the show, almost immediately, the Novak Djokovic fans, as they know that I'm a fan and have always been a fan, and Federer in there too, but they started sending stuff to put on the wall. So the wall behind us is not stuff we put up there, it's stuff that you all have sent. So the stuff that you guys have sent is mainly from Djokovic fans. This tennis racket, notice it has a goat there. My mother thought that was like something about the Republican Party, and I'm like, what the hell do you mean? I guess like in politics in the U.S., like a goat means something, or an elephant. Anyway, but that's a goat, and it's got the Serbian colors on. I was like, come on, Ma. And they sent this picture, and there's multiple other things that people have sent. This stuff usually my dad has sent anyway, but the Novak Djokovic fans are very, very loyal. And I always make reference to the fact that these guys and gals, Jankovic, Ivanovic, Djokovic, have literally trained part of their lives in bombed out swimming pools while NATO was dropping bombs on them. And you have to ask yourself, here in the whole United States of America, there has been shit men's tennis for the longest time. Shit. Okay, you want to throw any rock in there? Okay. Servbot. If you want to throw who else you got to throw in there until you get back to Pete Sampras, Agassi. But yet here's this little country that's this little thing that's been exploited politically and wars for a long time, if not thousands of years. They're producing tennis players ad nauseum that are the best in the world.
What did I tell you today?
Lajovic, Kekmanovic, Ivanovic, Jankovic. Let's go on with the list. Who else is in that corner of the world, but maybe not in Serbia? Coric. Come on, give me some more.
Cilic.
Dominating. Cilic.
I mean, I did tell you, I feel bad for Novak because I feel like he's the outcast. And it's got to be tough to be the outcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I know how it feels because we're outcasts. In the tennis world, him and I are outcasts.
We've always been.
Because of the way we think. We think
we don't kiss ass.
We don't kiss ass, and we don't do what most people suggest.
Oh, do this, do that.
And we say what we feel, and that's a problem. And so we definitely know what it is to feel like an outcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get how he feels.
And I think that's a lot of the passion we have for coaching tennis, and especially taking on students that otherwise wouldn't have a chance to even pick up a tennis racket, is because of that. I've talked about this before. We help coach a wonderful high school team, love them. They have no tennis courts. The coach is a teacher and doing her best to help these kids. We go play tournaments, and you know what? We win them. We win them. And some people don't even play their players because they don't want to be the team's number one player that lost to these kids. And you know, it's a shitty thing, but you know what? The fact is we love the game. We're passionate about it, and we're going to keep doing what we do. And you know,
it was scummy. The ejection was scummy, man. Like,
yeah.
I agree with you. I'm not the biggest Novak fan and stuff, but I think we did that video, and I got angry at that. That was stupid. I've seen players do a lot worse. That was a total accident. And for them to just disqualify him, I thought it was terrible because that slam to me, TM1, I didn't even watch it. Didn't watch it.
Yeah, I agree with you totally.
Yeah.
Now, talking about, you mentioned the word scummy. That just reminded me about something, and I want to ask you, Carla, and all of you, if you think this is scummy, and which way you would go with this. So there was an exhibition at the U.S. Open last night that was raising funds for Ukraine for their war effort. Okay. For the longest time, Victoria Azarenka had been called out by, was it Kostyuk that had been calling Azarenka out that she shouldn't be allowed to play in any tournament because she's Belarusian and
Her and who's the other one? Go ahead, I'll find her name.
Okay, first of all, politics, just like religion and just like race, will always get you into trouble. Will always get you into trouble. It's best just to keep your mouth shut. Even if you're strongly biased in one way or the other, just keep your mouth shut because it's not going to end well. So Azarenka was called out by Kostyuk, Serenko, whoever, and I don't want to spread the wrong name with the wrong person, but she was called out during Wimbledon. Oh, I'm glad she can't play. They should all suffer. Now, what I'm bringing up here is, what does Azarenka have to do with who is the Belarusian president, Poroshenko? What does Azarenka have to do with loyalty to him? She doesn't even live there. She was born there. Maybe she has family there. I mean, she's from there, but she doesn't have really anything to do with the war. I mean, just saying, what is she supposed to do? Stop working and stop supporting her child?
I feel bad for her because, they're saying she should help. Well, how is she going to help? It's not her fault she's from Belarus. It's not anyone's fault if they're Russian. How do you know what they're feeling? Did anybody help her out when she was going through her trouble with her kid? Did anybody say,
ex-husband?
Let me help you with this trouble? You can't play tournaments because you have to stay here to make sure your son doesn't get taken away?
Yeah.
I don't understand this. Like, why are people... I'm not going to judge someone because of their race or because someone from that race is doing something.
Exactly.
I mean, that is terrible. Like, I understand why she didn't want to do the charity. I'm sure she felt uncomfortable. Just shitty of these two girls to even say that.
Does anyone understand that?
She may be obnoxious, but she has nothing to do with this war. It is not her fault. What can she do to help? What can any of us do to help?
Look, what is she supposed to do? What is Azarenka, Rublev, Kachanov, all these players, are they supposed to get on the international stage and say, dude, Russia, they'll be dead. They'll lose their sisters in an assassination plot. Didn't that just happen with this lady Dugina over there? Whatever, much respect. Don't need to bring that up. But what are they supposed to do? Now, let's fast forward to today. And why are we bringing this up during the U.S. Open? Well, there was an exhibition last night in New York at the USTA Center. And it was to raise money for that effort. And there's nothing wrong with the effort. Great. But Azarenka chose not to play, and it was wildly applauded by the same two people that had called her out, or not called her out, but indicated, I'm so glad that they're not playing. What kind of bitches are these?
Well, they got kicked out. Look, he said Spiga got kicked out because apparently Kostiak and others complain about her.
Thank you,
That's
Gene.
just terrible.
Can you read that again? Gene Swartz says Victoria Azarenka Vika got kicked out of the exhibition because apparently Kostyuk and others complained about her. Do you know how many people complain?
First of all, girls tennis, they're bitchy as it is.
Yes.
They're so catty and bitchy. You see it in junior tennis from a very young age. They talk bad about each other or they judge somebody. Can you imagine as they get older? I mean, I remember people complained about Sharapova because she was cold. She was like Steffi Graf. They didn't really mingle with other people. Well, that's their problem. If they want to be that way, let them be that way. Not everybody has to mingle that way. You know what I mean? This is competition. This is not friends. You know, this is I want to kick your ass and I want to be the best.
And just leave the politics, leave the race, leave the religion, leave the isms, leave this ism and that ism out of the story. Just let me come kick that ass. And that's it. If you beat me, great. We'll shake hands at the net, whatever. But Azarenka cannot be expected to speak out on the international stage about people in which will come after your family. And for someone like Kostyuk or Serenko or whoever to have this grand plan for what they should and shouldn't do, knowing that that is not in their culture, or not in their culture, but not in their deck of cards for what they are dealt. Use your brain. I mean, if Victoria Azarenka is a steward of the game, now granted, she has the worst, hideous grunt I've ever heard in my life. I could care less about having the volume up during an Azarenka match. However, give the girl a break, man. She just wants to play tennis and have her children watch.
Azarenka's pretty in her own right. If you look at Azarenka, I mean, at first when she used to do it, when she was with Red Food, I used to think not. But if you look at her, she's a pretty lady. Anyway, she's a mom. She's in shape. She's doing what she has to do. Unfortunately, she's from a place where, you know, right now they're getting banned for everything. I mean, Russia has always had some type of history in the Olympics.
We all do. We all do.
Yeah.
I
mean, they can say the same thing about Americans.
Exactly.
Americans have overtaken this and this and that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And this and that.
But what does that have to do with me?
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with me. Did the U.S. do things and its history that were wrong? Absolutely. What does that have to do with me?
Nothing.
What does that have to do with her? Nothing. So just play the game and shut up. Right.
Keep the politics out of the sports. There's no need for them.
Exactly. By the way, Fernando Verdasco, as you all know, the longtime Spaniard player, was in the qualies yesterday and won his match yesterday. Does anyone know if Fernando Verdasco is still alive in the qualies?
I think so. He plays tomorrow. He plays against Ibash. No, he plays against Kukushkin.
Good match in qualies.
I think so. Let me go back.
Good match in qualies. Fernando Verdasco, long time. Wasn't Fernando Verdasco like number 8 in the world at one point? What was Fernando?
He had a chance to beat Nadal, I remember, at a Australian Open.
I think he was up on him pretty big there. Wasn't he up 2 sets to 1?
Yeah, he was up. Okay, so they're playing right now. It's 5-2 on the tiebreaker, Verdasco.
In the third set?
First set.
Okay. Fernando Verdasco I've always kind of liked, not because of anything spectacular, but because he was and still kind of is consistent. He cares about the game. He's passionate about the game. Surely he plays for a paycheck, but ultimately I hope Verdasco does well and makes the main draw and wins a round or two. Okay, go Verdasco. Let's go. All right. Yesterday, by the way, if you didn't catch this, I put out a short video. It's on a separate playlist. It's called Shorts. And it's a 15-second video, and it had to do with Fiona Ferro. Fiona Ferro, the Italian player. She has the worst damn grunt I have ever heard. Now, we were talking about Azarenka, so that got my mind going. Okay, who are some of the worst grunters of all time? Schiavone, Sharapova, Serena, but this one took the cake. Have you ever heard of like a hee-haw song, like a farmer with like corn in his mouth, like hee-haw, boy? Okay, Fiona Ferro was a hee-haw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this hideous grunt that was absolutely abhorrent to watch. I don't know where it is. Maybe I'll find it somewhere. Oh, here we go. Okay, here's Fiona Ferro and her ridiculous grunt. Ready?
A few minutes ago.
And she's missing as she's going to go.
Yeah, she's missing by a mile and continuously grunting. Here we go again. Here we go. Get this one.
A few minutes ago.
She's hee
Look, there should be some type of rule. Hee-haw. Hee-haw.
I did watch a qualifying match though,
Awful, man.
where the grunting was hideous. It was a match, I don't know, it was a qualifying match, a men's. It was an American guy. He was not the one grunting, and he was playing. He was about to win the match. It was hideous, actually. The guy was grunting after hitting the shot. I'm trying to find the guy's name. American player. He was playing, I think, an Indian player. Let's see.
Look, all I know, if you're grunting with a hee-haw, you got issues. Seriously. It's a hindrance if you're doing it just after impact. But what happens when you start grunting before impact? You take a chill pill at impact, and then you go a haw after impact. She's like, here comes the ball. Here comes impact, quietness. And then ha, he, ha, shut up. I would get kicked out of the match if I was there. Did you hear that grunt? I think one of our kids was mimicking the grunt. Right?
They are.
All right, you ready?
I was trying to find the name. I can't. So.
All right, Fiona Ferro gets the worst grunt of the U.S. Open so far, and it's just the qualies.
Okay, here it is. It was Kusahara playing against Ramanathan.
Mm-hmm.
That guy, Ramanathan, he was on purpose grunting because he was down. He was about to lose, grunting after the ball was leaving to his opponent's side on purpose. It was horrible. Worst grunt I've ever heard.
By the way, for anyone that lives in the Eastern Hemisphere, Asia, whatever, I read an article today, and I love the weather, as you know.
Oh, you sent it to me. I got it. I got a family.
So I love the weather, and I keep up with it. So internationally, and I saw a picture today that there was a river in China. I forget the name. I think it started with an L, like Lian Sing, or anyway, that had this big, beautiful bridge over it, but the river was almost totally dried up. Have you seen this? So we've got buckets of rain here, and we don't need it, but this major river in China is like dried up, and they're experiencing like the worst drought in history, or the highest temperatures rather. All right, where are we going with it?
He sent me a reel. He said that Bekic made a reel of handshakes. You know, there's the good handshake with your friends, right? She's making fun of the handshakes, and here's the handshake that we see.
Oh, so it's just one handshake?
There's two handshakes.
All right, so what's the first one supposed to be?
You know, they're friendly. They're like.
The first one is friendly?
Yeah, and then the second one is they barely.
Okay, that's the shitty one.
That's the shitty one. Yeah, you see what she did?
Okay, so here's the first one. Hey, what's up? I love you, girl.
Yeah, good
Oh,
job,
great match, great match. And the next one's like, you suck. I'm Ostapenko. Ostapenko rolls up. Yeah, screw you. My name's
And
Ostapenko.
then I guess he decided to prove his point about Serena. So he sends me this, and before you even think it was a baby or natural weight gain, these pictures are a year apart. 2010. So he's saying
Damn,
like
she's kind of fine. Can I see this? All right, here you go. This is Serena what? Before and what? They can't even see that. She looks pretty good, though. That's my girl right there. Okay, anyway, has anyone heard about the river that has dried up in China? I don't know. I'm curious about it, though. Okay, next. Intriguing matchups for the first rounds that I wrote down. Now, this is opinionated. You may think I'm wrong, but I'll start with my list of intriguing matches for the first round. Coco Vandeweghe, I'm going to throw in there. She's a wild card, and she gained a lot of weight. And my theory always is if you're not in shape, you don't deserve to win. And she looked way out of shape. So I'm curious how bad Vandeweghe loses in the first round.
okay.
Fair enough. Rafael Nadal, his every round, only because of, like Van Lee said it so perfectly, there might be a snafu, SNAFU, which stands for shit now, up, you get it? That sometimes a wrinkle in the road can happen for Nadal, and it will throw his game off, like banging his head at the U.S. Open. Anyway, so I'm interested in Nadal's every match. Next, Ben Shelton, the young American. I think he played for what? University of Florida? And I think his father coaches the team, or is one of the coaches.
No, coaches, and his sister plays. Not sure if she plays for the same school or somebody.
Yeah, just turned pro recently. Not taking the money. You couldn't play college tennis if you take the money. You could turn pro, you just can't take the money.
Or is he leaving college?
He may be.
Yeah, I think he's leaving college.
Now, I thought it was questionable that I took Ben Shelton on my fantasy team for my 3-point player. I did that because, look, you're lucky if your qualifier or wild card gets one win, and I figured he'd get the one win. Now, we can't forget that Ben Shelton had a big win there in the last tournament he played, but then had a big loss. I think he beat Holger Rune.
And then he lost to Nori.
And then he lost Nori, like, easily.
Snorri. Which Snorri plays Benoit Paire first round.
What do you think about that match?
I'm hoping Paire beats him.
If Benoit Paire flies his collar big enough, he gets aerodynamic. So if he runs fast enough and then the wind foils get up under his collar and create lift, he can play. But if he doesn't get his collar and beard wrapped into the same foil of wind flow, he sucks. So hopefully he gets his beard aerodynamic with his fly-ass collar. Otherwise, I think you suck. Another match that on paper, and this is exactly when the draws came out, I told Carla the only thing the Tennis Channel is going to be talking about is Kokkinakis and Kyrgios because it's two young guys, whatever.
Here's a match you probably don't have.
I only brought that up because I really don't have much interest in it in the first place.
Here's a match that you probably don't have.
What you got?
I think Goyowicz is going to beat Holger Rune.
I don't have that.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I said Goyowicz is a good player. He's a veteran.
Now, why is it that you want Holger Rune to lose?
He told Mama to get out. I'm a mama. You don't tell mamas to get out.
So because he told his mom to get the hell out, you don't ever want him to win.
There you go.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
go.
going to cheer against you.
Let's go.
But Goyowicz has beaten some top players, and he can upset anyone in the first round. Yes.
Yeah, let's go, Goyowicz. I've never rooted for you before, but I am now.
Yeah.
Holger Rune, shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, the next match, which I thought was interesting, Carreno Busta is playing a previous U.S. Open champion in Dominic Thiem. Now,
I have an upset there.
yeah, I was going to pick Dominic Thiem as my wild card, my 3-point player, but you know what I said? I was like, damn, didn't Grigor Dimitrov just deal him a bagel the other night, 6-0 playing, but yet Thiem still won because he had to retire? I'm like, okay, I can't pick Thiem to even win a round if Grigor Dimitrov, a.k.a. Baby Federer with the headband, like Kyrgios is now busting, that Thiem used to bust. I don't know what he's busting now, but these are a bunch of headband boys. These headband boys are kind of soft, so I decided not to go with Thiem. I didn't want to go with the headbander, just why I think Fabio the headband, beautiful beard, Fognini, silky smooth, Rico Suave won't beat the calf man Karatsev because he's not the headband man.
Yeah.
That make any sense? Okay.
Vanley said Thiem does not look good. He got draped last night.
He did get
Meaning
draped.
that LeBeau says Draper beat Thiem
Let's
pretty
go.
badly. So draped. He got draped.
I love the wit.
Another match that I have is Sock beating Schwartzman. Little man.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't. I'll bet you on that something. I'll make it fun.
Okay, sure.
Jack Sock is a lard ass. He can't beat the soccer player fitness Schwartzman. Jack Sock. Okay.
Put your homework in your folder.
Jack Sock might win one set. I'm okay. Let's take this bet in some capacity. I think that Diego Schwartzman will either beat Jack Sock in straight sets, or at most he'll lose one set. I think Schwartzman wins in at most 4 sets.
I think Jack Sock will win in 3.
Okay, fair enough. We'll lock in on that. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, Quinn lost. I was bummed about that, but it is what it is.
He's got a big game though. Ethan Quinn has a big game. Can he control it? And that's the problem. He was going for some big backhands down the line early to take time away, and he was missing them by a country mile. He couldn't even hit the broadside of the barn on a couple of those shots. We watched that. Good comment though. Okay, Krajinovic against De Minaur. Why do I bring this up? De Minaur, you would say on paper, is the better player, but Novak Djokovic couldn't show up. Krajinovic is Serbian. I think he's got a settle to score. Okay, Hurkacz. You know, Hurkacz is a wonderful player. He's been, to a final here before? Didn't Hurkacz make a U.S. Open final? Is that right? Hurkacz is playing Oscar Otte. I'm thinking that there is a potential upset alert there with Otte. Otte is a fighter. He's kind of like Vander Zandschulp or Ludwig van Beethoven. He'll just surprise you. Musetti, the one-hander, against David Goffin. Goffin has remained healthy so far this year for the most part. He hasn't been sidelined for a year in a row. Goffin versus Musetti is a good match. The Servant Valier, Cressy versus your boy Iron Man.
I did pick Cressy to win though. My boy he's just having too much fun with his girl.
And look,
he's loving life too much.
If Fusovic, aka Iron Man, prepared to play a Servant Valier, he'll win easily. But if he didn't prepare, then he'll
I
lose.
don't think he's prepared. The other one was the Murray match. Who is
Yes.
Cerundolo?
He's like the 29 seed, isn't he?
24. I'm
He's
like,
a 24 seed?
I'm like, who? Who is that?
No. Do you guys remember Sonego?
Oh, who's that?
Is Sonego to Cerundolo? Is it like the same deal? Sonego and Cerundolo, who? I mean, you know who they are, but you're like, how are they there? Weak era? I don't know.
I'm like, who the hell is Cerundolo? Cerundolo. Francisco Cerundolo. I'm like, can't even pick that name. No, let's go Murray.
That's Sonego's brother. Sonego's brother is Cerundolo.
Oh,
Yeah, that's exactly
I'm
how it
like,
works.
what? I'm like, huh? 24 seed. When did that happen?
Let's go, Sonego. Let's go, Cerundolo.
Oh.
Don't be shocked now that they don't both make the semifinals.
Another match that I have was Rusevori against Draper. I think
Oh,
Rusevori is going to be Draper.
You think Draper's going to give up the Drake?
He's got to get Drake.
That's interesting. I think Darren LeBeau started something. Okay, how about this match? How about Venus Williams, the 42-year-old? How about Venus Williams against the Romanian Van Uytvanck?
I think she'll beat her. What are the odds of Nick and Anisimova winning it all? They have good chances. I don't think they'll win it though. I don't know. What's another match I had?
I picked Anisimova on my fantasy team, didn't I?
I think
And I'm going to read that in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I picked Anisimova. She's going to beat Putin Sable in the first round, I hope. If
I
not,
think Haddad, who's the 15th seed, will go down to Konju.
doesn't Haddad Maya hit with a one-hander backhand? Does Haddad Maya hit with the one-hander? I think she does. I might be wrong, but I think Haddad Maya hits the one-hander. How about Sophia Kenin? I've given Sophia Kenin shit for the past year. However, my heart went out to her once I found out her management team, agent / as well her clothing and shoe sponsor, File, dropped her. So I'm thinking, let's go Kenin. So Kenin received a wild card. So I took her. I took Kenin as my 3-point player on my women's team. By the way, if you're watching this show now or later and you don't compete in the fantasy teams, you're missing out. It's super fun.
William Spencer
Let's go, Gene Swart. Let's go, Thomas G.
Well, Cerundolo is what happens when you have 6 months of clay court, 250 events, and no one watches.
That's
I'm
fun.
serious. I looked at the draw and I'm like, wait a minute. I thought I've been watching tennis this year.
Comment of the
Justin,
day.
I almost asked you, are we missing something? Who is Cerundolo?
That's funny. That's funny.
I'm like the 20.
That-
I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's
what have I been missing?
William Spencer has the comment of the day so far. Let's read that
Oh,
again.
man.
Cerundolo is what happens when you have 6 months of clay court, 250 events, and no one watches.
I'm like, huh?
Perfect.
Who is this guy?
Sonego, who? Oh, Sonego just sucks, but he beat Djokovic when Djokovic gave him the match because he had already met his record that he needed to achieve history. Sonego, who? Raducanu, who?
Another match I have
Cerundolo, who?
is Collins and Osaka, which I'm sure we're all
I have that one here.
like. I think Collins is not having a great year at all.
Did she have a little injury too, though?
No, she had the surgery like 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
I don't think she's having a good year, and that's why I thought Osaka would beat her. And I'm glad Osaka was not seeded because I could easily put her in my fantasy group.
I took Osaka on my team. Let me ask you a question, Carla, and I want you to answer this one. Do you think Osaka can win this tournament?
I have her going to the finals.
I can appreciate that.
I have her going to the finals.
She's done it twice. Why can't she do it
I have her
again?
going to the finals. My finals is surprising. I think Jean was like, what the hell were you thinking?
I think Osaka has a really good shot. You guys are going to laugh at my finals predictions, by the way. And I only picked my fantasy team in finals because, again, we compete with you, but obviously you would win if we were there. So sometimes I pick some outlandish stuff. So for my women's final, I picked a very outlandish final. A lot of you will laugh. But,
Me too. Yeah.
but if it happens, I'll be a genius, but I'm surely going to be an idiot.
So Nego does look like Karate Kid, LeBeau.
Who? Ralph Macho?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does kind of.
There you go.
He does.
Interesting thing. That's awesome.
The other one I had, there was another match. I was like, I know you picked Pliskova, but I thought, Lynette could upset her.
Magda, yeah.
And Benchik could, I thought Benchik and Pekovic were warming up together.
They're dancing. Pekovic was doing her dance moves. Okay, by the way, Ostapenko. Oh, damn, girl, you got big. Damn, Ostapenko.
I wonder if she's going to wear a hideous outfit.
I hope she loses first round.
She wears some hideous outfits.
Let's get out of here, Ostapenko. Oh, damn, girl, you got big. Damn. Did you win the French Open when you were 17? Oh, Ostapenko. Oh, you weren't that fat then, girl. Damn. Ostapenko. Oh, I hope you lose in the first round. Okay, Raducanu, Cornet, we've talked about that. I think Cornet wins this match in straight sets, but if it makes it to a third, then I'm still going to give it to her.
And Samoa Putin Save is a good one.
Yeah. Potty mouth.
Potty mouth.
Potty mouth, Putin Seva. Speaking about names like potty mouth or disgusting Justin, my name's Justin, or what about Carnage Carla? Do you remember
Carnage Carla.
Do you remember these things called garbage pail kids when we were kids?
Mhm.
You would get these decks of cards like baseball cards, and it would be a person, and it would be like conniving Kate, and she'd have like a knife, or it'd be like Peter the Pumpkinhead.
My type of stuff, because that's New York stuff right there.
Yeah.
We used to love collecting those in New York.
Yes. So I was at Walmart the other day, which if you're international, Walmart is like a place where you go to get groceries and, you know, the shopping all in one stop. And I noticed on a back shelf in the back where the books are, there was little garbage pail kid dolls. And one of the dolls was Disgusting Justin. And I almost bought it, but it's been raining here for like the past month. And that hurt.
Carla.
That's
funny.
That hurts us economically. So I really haven't been able to buy anything. So, but I saw this and I almost bought it. But the little thing was like $30. Have any of you heard of Garbage Pail Kid?
I'm sure. But don't call me Karen Carla, because now I sound like the Care Bears. Loving Bears.
She's not Karen.
I'm not.
She's swift to kick that ass. She's a tough girl. When are you Karen?
I'm not Karen.
I'll blow out my knee and she'll be like, suck it up.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
I took
You're
care of
Karen.
you.
You're
Come on.
I'm just kidding. But if we play sets,
Trouble Carla.
but if we play sets, you know when I first met Carla, the very first time I met her in person, we talked for a while, kind of went through that. Maybe it's a catfish, maybe not. We met and we went to a tennis court. We met at a tennis facility.
No, we didn't. I met you at your house.
Well, the second time.
Okay.
Oh, she met me in the middle of the night, and then I was like, all right, I'll come down there like next week or something. Anyway, but we met at a tennis facility, and I hadn't done anything but feed balls for a couple of years at this point, coaching. And we played some points. So we played a couple points, and we walked up to the net. Actually, I think we played a set.
No, yeah, we met there at the night, and then you beat me in the dark. But
In the dark.
I was in jeans and shoes. And then, like, you know, so we go during the daytime.
Yeah.
You were talking a lot of stuff, so I assumed that you were playing. I was playing because I was working out, running, working out, playing tennis with like 5 guys, 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
So I was playing a lot of tennis.
And what did Carla tell me?
Oh,
You're rusty, dude.
oh man.
I was like, I'm like, how am I supposed to get attached to this girl when the first time I ever met her in the daylight? By the way, the first time we played tennis, it was at a parking garage. So it was like in Panama City at like what, midnight? And we couldn't find anywhere to hit a tennis ball. So she knew where a court was, and it was on top of a parking garage. So we drove up the parking garage all the way to the top, and we were like, boom, there it is. And there were street lights. We didn't want to turn the lights on because the security would come out. And we were like, okay, we can hit right there. And so there were street lights on, but we couldn't see much. So we started hitting balls, pa-pa. You can hear the echo, nice acoustics, like an indoor court. Beautiful sound of an indoor court, which is shocking. We don't have one in Mobile as much rain as we have. Anyway, but the police came. So the first night we met in person, second day, the police came and escorted us off the property because we were hitting tennis balls at midnight in their parking garage.
Yeah.
Interesting story.
But you gave me a proof, right? Because you got to hit with me a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good workout.
Yeah, and then we beat each other like a lot.
And we started popping out kids like popcorn.
That's not true. Stop it.
Okay, let's talk about Brooksby and Lajovic. You mentioned that. I do hope Lajovic wins this one because I do feel like anyone that has been through the likes of growing up Serbian should be able to whip a little spoiled, silver spoon-fed ass, ungrateful little piece of shit off the mat. Get lost. Let's go, Lajovic. See what I mean about stories that may make matches that are on paper that are good?
There's a lot of good matches.
I think sometimes we create good matches only because of what they wear or how narrow their ass is.
Nothing wrong with narrow ass, by the way.
We're-
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, if I was telling you, I said, look at Venus. Here she is. She looks slim. That's the benefit you guys have when you're that skinny. You guys don't have to worry about that as you get older.
You're looking at me like you're talking to me.
I am talking to you because
Damn.
you're skinny. So I think if I'd rather have a choice, like if I'm skinny or muscular, I think I choose skinny because as I get older, I don't have to worry too much about it. Whereas a muscular person, thicker, we have to really work out. Otherwise, it becomes fat.
You know that line in the movie Friday with Chris Tucker? He's like, damn, Miss Parker. When I see her legs, I'm like, damn. If you didn't have those legs, I'd probably be like, I mean, I'm just saying, your legs are like
Oh, sorry, it's just my legs.
a large part of it. I'm just kidding, babe. I'm just kidding.
I
man.
heard that my whole teenage years. Like, that doesn't bother me, but I used to hide them because I thought I was too muscular.
Her nickname was Diesel.
I used to hide my legs.
Her nickname was Diesel, like the gas. Even though Diesel's a dirty gas because she's a dirty girl. Anyway, okay, the next match. She mentioned it. You already pulled this one out. Osaka Collins. I'm taking Osaka, and I think it'll be a straight set win. I think Osaka's like start slow, maybe a 6-4, 7-5 first set, and then a shellacking in the second set. I say 7-5, 6-1 Osaka. Okay, give her some time to get warmed up in that piece. Get Cornet out there doing some raps in the middle of the smash. I'll give you the finger. Hit the ball at the middle. I'm a winner. Let's go. Call me Osaka. Come eat me for dinner. Let's go. That's Osaka now. She's OG Osaka, kind of like Shapovalov.
Sure used to be like, and now she's all
She's like,
thuggish.
Yeah. Go to the U.S. Open when Serena made her cry. And she's like, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this and all fidgety. But now she's like, come eat for me. I got the top 5 management team. Whatever. Okay, the next one, Madison Keys. Madison Keys, who has the keys in her hand to the ignition of her potential first major, even though she lost her keys when she played Sloane Stephens in what was it, like the 2017 or 2018 U.S. Open final?
Justin doing the chapeau.
Okay. Oh,
William Spencer said, pee on seats, BOG roll, popping babies, leg fetish. Well, we really are learning tonight.
That's right. That's how we roll.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But anyway, Daraya Yastremska, as you all know, that was once a puppet of the, what's his name? Sasha Bajin regime. Man, I'm getting good at this rhyming stuff. Sasha Bajin had her regime and took Yastremska with her, and now she's lean because she once had steroids to make her beefed up like a pickup truck. What's up?
Oh, yeah.
So what happens now? What happens to Yastremska?
She has a tough match too in the first round.
She plays Madison Keys.
Yeah, I'm Madison Keys gonna beat her. All right, let's talk about our picks.
All right. So Carla, announce your fantasy teams. Which players are your 1-point players? Which people are your 2-point players? And if you have any reasons why you picked them.
Okay, well, I didn't pick all my players. I'm missing one because I'm waiting for qualifying. Justin should rap Battle Chapeau, 8 Mile 2.
Okay, we can do that.
My number 1 pick was Halep. I think she'll do well. Didn't pick her to win the tournament, but she'll do well. She's got a pretty good.
Who was that first one? Halep?
Halep. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2 is Pegula. How could I not go with the American, who's had a pretty solid summer, right? Number 3 is Kasakina. Definitely like Kasakina. I feel like she can play on this fast hardcourt. Plus, she just announced that she's gay, and I'm sure they've given her a lot of problems with that. And
she's got something to fight for.
I want her to fight for that. Whatever.
Okay.
Osaka is my number 4 pick. She's not in the top 20.
2-point player.
So picked her because, I think she could do really well. Andreescu is another one. I can't seem to get away from Andreescu.
That's scrunchy. She keeps on.
I like her style. I like the way she plays. Anisimova. Love Anisimova. Always have. Another great hardcourt player, in my opinion. Serena. I had to put Serena because it's her last tournament.
I agree.
I wasn't going to, but I had to.
I agree.
I'm like, this is the last time I'll ever get to put Serena on my fantasy team.
And she's a 2-point player. She's not seeded within the top 20. So every match she wins, you're going to get 2 points instead of 1. So not a bad pick.
What do I think motivates Pegula? That she wants to make a name for herself.
Yeah, and she's tired of being the billionaire's daughter that owns the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she wants to fight for that.
The other player I picked was Tomljanovic. Tomljanovic seems to have a very consistent. She's had a consistent year, and last year she was consistent.
And she's smoking hot.
I think she's a beautiful girl. And I did not pick my 9th seed.
Kyrgios thinks that.
I didn't pick my 9th seed, by the way.
Okay, so you're waiting on the qualies to finish.
Yeah. So
okay.
My finals, or do you want to say yours?
Did you do both your teams, men's and women's?
Yeah.
Okay, so on my men's team, for those of you that are playing, and again, if you want to play, there's a video on this playlist, and it's the $700.
Oh, is Venus a wild card?
Yes, she's a wild card, but I that's up to you. That's like Tom Brady playing tennis. Okay.
Yeah, true.
All right, my men's team is I very rarely pick a lot of 1-point players. I like to gamble with 2-point players and then my wild card. So On my men's side, I picked Daniil Medvedev. Obviously, he just won it. Rafael Nadal, you can't bet against him, and Yannick Sinner. I do think Yannick Sinner has a chance to win the entire tournament.
Wait, you picking girls or guys?
I'll start with men. Oh, did you do your men yet?
No.
Okay, then we'll just swap. I'll do my men, you do your men.
Okay.
On the men's side, again, I picked Daniil Medvedev. You know, he's been bruised. He's been the Russian that hasn't been allowed to play. He's had hiccups in his match regimen because of that. You know, let's go Medvedev. You know, I'm tired of people getting bashed because of where they're from, even though Medvedev lives in Monte Carlo. Anyway, Rafael Nadal, I already said that. And Yannick Sinner, I think Yannick Sinner has a chance to win it all. Don't be shocked if he makes the final. My 2-point players, Borna Coric, let's go. I'm out to make Carla wrong with her theories, even though she picked him herself. Okay, even though she says no matter what, I will never pick someone that just won a Masters 1000.
I didn't pick him to win.
But you picked him on your team.
It was smart.
Let's go. Next player, 2-point player, Nick Kyrgios. Now, can Nick Kyrgios stay healthy? Can he keep his sportsmanship about him? Can he keep what he used to say he didn't have the interest to do? Stay in it mentally, best of 5 sets through 2 weeks, 7 matches, 6.5, like Wimbledon. I think he got a taste of it. I think he got a taste of it when he made the Wimbledon final. He switched from the ball cap backwards to the headband. When you make the ball cap to headband switch, you are automatically a beast. However, he's testing the hypothesis. Let's go Kyrgios with the headband. Let's figure out if this headband switch is real or if it's just a theatrical performance.
I feel like we're in the WWE, the way you talk.
What you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do when Nick Kyrgios goes wild on you?
No, Randy Macho?
No, that was Hulk.
That was Hulk. Oh, yeah, that was Hulk.
Randy Macho would be like, what's up, brother? That's what
I did love WWE back in the days.
Me too. Okay, the next player, Francis, a.k.a. Big Round Perfect Butt Tiafo. Let's go. Put the butt on the floor. Put the butt on the floor.
Can you smell what the Justin is cooking?
Can you smell what Tiafo is cooking? Let's go. Okay, catch it. Our Tiafo is on that team. Forwarding that up to her man, Thor. X-Man. You got enough men's to last a lifetime. Karen Khachanov. Karen Khachanov, the big serving bot, hardcourt playing extraordinaire. Karen Khachanov. My next player, Andy Murray. Oh my God, I hope I don't play that net today. And it's just my mom was looking at me. And I don't know what I can do, but you know, the fence was gone, and I just feel like I will play better tomorrow. Andy Murray. Okay, now for my wild card, my 3-point player, I had chose Sam Querrey initially. Okay, because you know the great hope, whatever. But I was like, nah. And then I chose Dominic Thiem, but I scratched him out. And I'm like, no, because Dimitrov just dealt him a bagel, and he only won really because he had to pull out. And I'm like, you know what? Forget about it. Let's go with Ben Shelton. Let's take Ben Shelton for at least 1 win. Again, the purpose of your wild card player is to get that 1 3-point victory, right? Give me that 1 3-point victory. So Ben Shelton in the first round has a qualifier
that we don't know.
Yeah. So in the second round, if he can pull out his tweener trick shots and all that stuff, I think he can make noise. And
I like how you do your draws. You don't even write them out. Meanwhile, I write every single name out.
My draw empty, baby, but I got my picks.
I fill everything out.
Got my picks.
Interesting.
All right.
Interesting.
Mine's blank.
Okay.
Did my equations in my head. Okay.
All right, I'll get to my
So
guys.
Ben Shelton, I think he went around and give me the 3 points. That is very important. If you're playing fantasy or fantasy team competitions, that 3 points is important. Usually the winners separate by a couple of points, top 2 places. So I went with Shelton. All right. So now you're on to the men's side.
Nadal, of course. Why would I not pick Nadal? Duh. Nadal.
All right.
2, Taylor Fritz. I told you guys I would pick him. I had to go with Taylor Fritz. I feel like he has got a really, really good draw. Really good draw that I think he'll make the finals.
Didn't you and Gene Swart have some of the same?
Yeah, we picked the same person. Yeah.
Okay.
3, Tsitsipas. Got to go with the Greek. I always think the Greek can do well.
Bad choice.
Okay. 4, Nick Kyrgios. I'm sure that everyone's going to pick him. Why not?
Yeah, fair enough.
5, Isner. John Isner seems to do well at the U.S. Open. The big man, his serve, the fast courts help him out.
Look, if I'll tell you one thing, whatever match John Isner plays, let me go ahead and take the score. 6-7, 7-6, 6-7, 6-7, 7-6, 6-7, 6-7. Oh, a 6-4. That means he won.
Tiafoe, my next pick, another American. Why not? I like this guy.
Okay.
Hate his style, the way he plays. I would never teach it, but I like him. You know, he seems like a very cool guy.
Let's go.
Chorich. I had to go with Chorich. I looked at his draw and I said, well, it would be stupid of me not to pick him.
I agree.
Murray. First round. Who? What? Who? Oh.
So we were very similar in a way.
And Shelton. Yeah.
Yeah, so we both picked Shelton, we both picked Murray, we both picked Tiafoe, we both picked Kyrgios, we both picked George, and we both picked Nadal.
I almost picked Sinner, but I switched to
So
Tsitsipas.
basically,
I don't have Medvedev and I don't have Sinner.
so basically, you picked Fritz
And
instead of me picking Medvedev, and then you
Tsitsipas.
picked Tsitsipas instead of me picking Center.
Yeah.
So we're gonna butt heads on this one. I can't wait for that. All right, women's side for me. Let's go. Simona Halep. Do you know why I really picked Simona Halep?
I
Because
picked her too.
she's a grinder. She grinds it out. But more importantly, Patrick Mortaglou, the jack-in-the-box guy that pops up in everybody's box. Hey, there's a player doing well or needs help. I can pop up. How are you? How are you? I look good. Do I look good in my picture? Okay. Ooh la la. You serve good. Ooh la la. Patrick Mortaglou, the pretty boy himself, who is a good coach, and we do watch a lot of his coaching stuff, and we use them too. So thank you, Patrick, for that. But I am going to give you grief about being too pretty, because you're pretty, a little too pretty.
His
Ooh la la.
wife is pretty too.
Well, good for him, but you know, it gets old after a while. The novelty wears off.
I don't know
It
that
just does.
I don't know that it wears out when you're in
If
an
you
intimate
see
moment.
if you see any upcoming player where their parents are still involved in their day-to-day activities, that's like from Eastern Europe or from the East, right? He always pops in the box. Greek, sister Paul.
Now it's Mark.
Philippoussis.
Yeah, Mark Philippoussis.
He was a good player himself. Do you remember when Mark Philippoussis played
the
Roger Federer? No, did he beat him in the final?
Yeah, he beat Roger Federer, beat him in the final.
Yeah, and I think the year before, Roger Federer beat Pete Sampras in the semifinals, but then lost.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Roger Federer beat Mark Philippoussis, another serve bot, in the final of Wimbledon to win his first major.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my second player, even though I hated to do it, I love her. I think she's a great player. I think she is one of the best on tour right now, not the best, maybe. But like someone said earlier, I think it was Jack Nolte or William Spencer said that the only reason why Cerundolo is in the seeded aspects because he's played like 3 million tournaments on clay. No one was watching and just accumulated a bunch of points. I get Swiatek won a major. You know, I get it. I get it. But this is a hard court, and Swiatek's already complaining about the weight of the balls. If you have already started a tournament and you're already complaining about the weight of the damn balls, guess what? You got no shot. Okay. But I still picked her. I still picked Swiatek on my fantasy team. So my only two 1-point players, Halep is one, Swiatek is the other one. Okay. Now for my 2-point players, and these are my heavy hitters. Let's go. Amanda Anisimova will take out potty mouth, Putin Sava, the garbage pail kid looking, the nasty mouth. Looks like she just got sawed off at the sawmill because she's so short and stocky, but nonetheless, she's got a potty mouth. Amanda Anisimova I took. Petra Kvitova, let's go, who could win this entire tournament, by the way, if she's clicking on all
You should
cylinders.
pick her, but no, I couldn't.
If she's clicking on cylinders. Don't laugh, by the way. Do not laugh. Carolina Pliskova. Let's go,
I
girl.
feel like you have a crush on this
I
lady.
do. She's my women crush.
You can't seem to get away from her, even though she always fails you at these fantasy
Pliskova, I love you, girl. I like your,
I'm serious.
I like your
He always
tattoo.
picks her, and he's like, he can't get away with her. It's like, you. Gosh, I feel bad for you.
Let's go, Pliskova.
Pliskova, Kvitova are gonna fail you.
Well, and she's got a twin sister, so it's double trouble. Okay, Pliskova is on my team. Let's go. Okay, the next one.
No
right?
chance, bro. Thank you. I gotta laugh at that.
All right, LeBeau. I'm watching and see. She might win the whole damn tournament.
That shit's funny.
Okay, next player, Raducanu. She won Wimbledon. Okay, look, she just won a major. She has to have some certain amount of confidence. So I just put her in there. I'm not a fan. She's a good player.
Yeah, I
She
think
won a
she's a good
major.
player, yeah.
You know, is she hot and now not, or is she hot and stays hot?
That's why I didn't pick her. I want to find out what else she can do.
Let's go. Then ultimately, I had to pick Serena because it's her last tournament, and I felt like if I didn't pick her, no, on my luck, she'd win the damn thing. So I picked her because I had to. I was forced to pick Serena. Okay. The next one, Osaka, right? Osaka. Is it possible that Serena and Osaka meet in the final? Is it possible? Where's Serena? Okay, she's down here. And where's Osaka? They could meet in the final. What is the chance? What is the chance that Osaka beats Serena and tells Serena, I'm going to shove this ball down your throat? That'd be great television. Anyway, I picked Serena and Osaka.
No chance.
Could happen. My wild card. Sophia Kenin. Yes, I did give her shit on yesterday's show. Yes, I have given her shit for not backing up anything that she had done before and crumbling to pressure. Yes. But she lost her sponsor, Fila. She lost her management team, top 5. She's rock bottom. You can only come up from here. Let's come up, girl. Let's come up. The only problem I have with Sophia Kenin is when she serves, she tosses the ball and her head's still down. And then she looks up when it's already in the air. So it's like
Justin, you know, he's got some interesting picks. But you know what? I mean, you never know.
Have you ever seen her serve?
Yeah.
She's like bouncing the ball and she throws it up and she's in her backswing and then she's like, oh, there it is. Boom. Now I've read about
It
this.
works for her.
I've read about this from a coaching perspective. It's done as not to debate where to strike the ball. She just looks up and there it is.
Cool.
So someone like Darren LeBeau, fine tennis player, a really good tennis player, by the way, on the grass in the UK. Do you think it's advantageous to toss the ball, keep the head down after the toss is up there, and then to lift the head and then strike? I like to see the ball. I like to be able to glance at my opponent out of my eye in case I need to change my impact spot during my motion. Like you can, if you have a loose hand, you can change the aim of the ball right there on the way up. So I don't know how she does that. I think maybe her serve is readable because of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's going to hit whatever spot she's predetermined to hit and not changing it up like some of the best servers in the world are able to do. Anyway, that's my fantasy teams. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now for the finals predictions. So this is the big one. So these final predictions that we read, obviously we're not going to win our own money, but we are giving away $700 US for anyone that can predict the men's finals, the women's finals, and both winners. Okay? All you have to do is subscribe, hit the button. Doesn't matter. You don't have to comment, whatever. Just put the picks in, whatever. Okay, so Carla, who do you predict on the men's side that will make the final and the winner in case you were actually competing for that money? Who would you
I picked
pick?
Nadal beating Fritz.
I doubt Fritz is going to happen. Nadal, I see, but I don't think Fritz makes
I
the
picked
final.
Nadal going to the final against Fritz and him beating him.
Okay, on my men's side, I have Nick Kyrgios beating Rafael Nadal. Fair enough.
I actually have Nick losing to Felix before that.
It could
I
happen.
think Felix can beat him.
Now, by the way, for a lot of you Kyrgios fans,
I almost picked Fritz beating Nadal, but I had to go with it.
I mean, it's a good pick. Mine's outlandish, and my women's is really outlandish.
So is my women.
I
When they hear, they're gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah, Nick Kyrgios, by the way, all due respect, has been having, I think, some family illnesses in his family. I think mother or father. So all respect for that.
Oh, sure. I'm laughing at this comment.
All right, the women's side. If you were playing actually for the 700, not giving it away, what would you pick for the women's finals?
Andreescu beating Osaka.
That's a good final. Okay, as long as they.
I would like to see the two girls that won it against Serena with all the drama
Yeah,
face each other in the final.
that's good.
That's why I picked
I like
it.
that. I can go with that.
Yeah, I'd like to see Osaka back at the top. I felt like she had the game. She has the game. She has to find the passion again
I have
and
passion.
get in shape.
Eleanor,
And Andreescu has a beautiful game. That is the type of game you want to teach.
except for that damn scrunchie on her arm.
In the injuries,
That
the
scrunchie's
injuries.
hideous.
So I feel like she needs this. She needs to prove herself that she's more than one. She needs to get away from Emma Raducanu, the one.
I would be a fan of Andreescu if it wasn't for that scrunchie.
But you're okay with all your bands, right?
But I'm not wearing a
And your
scrunchie on
and
my
your
arm.
ponytail, right?
But that's for a purpose. What's the point of having a rubber thing around your bicep that's got flab on it?
What's the purpose of all these scrunchies? All these things on
That's
here?
to tie my hair up.
No, all these things on here, all these bands.
Man.
It's style.
All right, good job. Okay, all right, my women's final is this. Don't laugh. I'm feeling it though. I'm feeling it. And look, I've picked a similar final before. Okay, here's my final. You ready?
You picked that one.
I love you, Jose P. I get you. It's not clay though. It's not clay. I thought about it. I did think about that. I really did. He was down there on the bottom of the top half all by himself. I was like, ooh, Casper Ruud. But, if I wasn't a student of the game, I'd pick it. But here's what I got for the women's final. Simona Halep. Ooh la la. Patrick Montagolo. Jack in the box. Do I look good? Ooh la la. Your serve looks good. I think she's got a chance.
We got naked games.
Okay. That's okay. We can delete that. Okay. The other side of the final is Carolina Pliskova. So my women's final is Carolina Pliskova beating Simona Halep.
I'm sorry.
Pliskova wins her first major. if Mike Walker out there, look, I don't. Is Mike Walker on there?
I have more of a chance.
Is Mike Walker on there?
No.
Mike Walker in New York City. And when you watch this, and I know you will, can you tell me what the odds are for Carolina Pliskova winning the U.S. Open and put me $20 on that? Give me $20 on Pliskova because I'm sure it's like plus. I gotta look this up. Take a comment. I'll look this up. Pliskova's odds to win the U.S. Open.
Jesse, you cannot be serious.
Yeah, Pliskova odds U.S. Open. Okay, here we go. Women's odds one day ago. Carolina Pliskova plus 2,500. Okay, so if you put $20 on Pliskova, 2,500 times $20, 50 grand. Give me that $20 on that. Let's go. And then I have $50 on Nick Kyrgios, who was at the same odds, right? Mike Walker, don't forget to watch this. Make sure that's in there. $50 times 2,500 on Kyrgios, 125 grand. So I can risk $70 and potentially win.
I hope you win.
175.
Look, the only reason I hope you win is because maybe we'll go on vacation or something.
Yeah, right. Never will happen.
William says said not terrible, just awful.
Really? Is it that bad?
And then both of my sides.
That bad? Really?
Oh man. And then Joe might I feel like Justice Tennis Mind is so advanced that you just even couldn't understand it.
Really that bad?
And then Jack Nolte says Serena has more chance in my opinion.
Wow.
What about your men?
I feel insulted. I feel
This
insulted.
Halep was good, but when you said Pliskova, I'm like, what the?
Hasn't she made a U.S. Open final before? Or a semifinal? Or two of them?
It's been a while. What about your men?
Man, I'm insulted. I'm hurt.
What's your men?
My men's side, I already told you this. Nick Kyrgios beating Rafael Nadal.
That's a better pick than the other.
Let's go, Pliskova. All right, I think that's a wrap. I think that's about the material.
Yeah, when I heard the Pliskova one, I was like, oh my god! I was like, you just can't get olive, from Popeye.
Yeah, olive oil
from me.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Just believe me. When Pliskova does do well, I'm not saying she's gonna win it. I picked her, but I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I mean, my Andreescu pick is pretty wild too. So.
No, I think Andreescu's solid. If she's healthy, she can beat anybody on any given day, just like Nick Kyrgios, just like Pliskova. She can
Well,
get.
it's just like watch Iga Coco go early and Pliskova make the final for all of us to be like fools.
That was my thinking. I don't think Coco Gauff is ready. I don't think Swiatek is a hard court guru. I think it's the end of the year for everybody else. You can't tell me Serena's going to run deep.
Who?
Why not choose Pliskova? Why not?
Pliskova who?
All right, that's it. We good?
Adios.
Adios. We'll see you soon. Very soon. The tournament starts Monday.
Put your picks in on the video that Justin made.
Yes, if you're playing fantasy team or if you're playing the $700 giveaway we have a lot of playlists on this channel. If you're just tuning in, go to the playlist that says 2022 Hardcourt Season US Open, whatever. Click on that. It's like the fourth and fifth video down. Shout out to Thomas Chi and Gene Swart in Canada and South Africa, respectively, that keep up with all the scoring on programs they wrote. And we will always take care of those two. We always make sure that Gene Swart and Thomas Chi are taken care of monetarily for the work that they do. We always keep track of all the submissions for the big money, just because that's a lot of money. We want to make sure it's legit. Anyway, so we keep track of that as well. Don't forget to subscribe. That's the only qualifications to play. It's free. Just hit the sub button. You can hate us, but just hit the sub button and you get to throw in something and you can play. Shout out to YTech Strings as always, and a shout out to Diadem Sports as always. Both companies, the companies are not just sponsors here. They're not really sponsors here. They're sponsors of 5K Tennis, us as tennis coaches, and not this show. But they enjoy it, and they do give us stuff to give out to all of you. So if you do win the fantasy team, and instead of $50 US, you want some products, the tennis rackets, strings, grips, shirts, whatever it is, we can generally work out something that is more value than $50 from those companies.
I think I was supposed to send some strings to Jesus. I got to email him.
Yeah. I know that Thomas Chi out there, I think it was Thomas Chi that wanted a set of the Square X Sharp, the YTech strings, the 18 gauge, which we have it over here. Hasn't even made it to the pro shop yet, but it's there. And we are going to be giving out sets of that throughout the U.S. Open, and that's on Ytex, the owner, Ivor Savage. Love you, brother. Great friend, great guy, and a hell of a good tennis player, and a hell of a good coach. And he as well is from South Africa, but lives now in Georgia. So anyway, we will see you daily during the U.S. Open. If you are playing the fantasy teams, all submissions must be placed in the comment section of that video. So check it out in the playlist. And the only days that we will not be doing shows every single day during the U.S. Open for those 2 weeks is Wednesdays and Fridays. We do a clinic on Wednesday and Friday nights. However, we did catch word that that clinic may be going elsewhere. That's okay. So we may not have to worry about that anyway. All is well. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.
Okay? Peace out.